Flush it's Kerry and Stitches. Welcome to my channel. This is my 2023 goals and plans video. Welcome if you're a new viewer, it's lovely to have you here, and welcome back if you're a returning viewer, subscriber. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, do the things, that would be great if you could, and I look forward to sharing my plans with you. So it'll just be a quick video with me having a little chat with you for 5 minutes, and then I'll give you a quick slideshow whip parade like I did last year, just showing where all my whips are at the start of 2023. I said 2022 though. Actually, I have put 2022 so you can see the progression from for a lot of my whips. So exciting. So I brought 16 whips into 2023. My oldest whip is a series that dates back to 2019, so I don't think it's too bad. So I'm going to go through my goals that I've for my stitching journal. So those of you who've been here before know I keep a stitching journal. This has actually got 3 years in it now. I think this will be the last year I use this one. I don't think it's on my page. So there are my goals. Yeah, so I'll do a planner. I'll do a journal flip through too. Yeah. So goal number 1, FFO everything up to December. This was a new goal for me last year and I liked it. It kind of kept me kind of thinking, got to get those things, because I love having my stitching displayed, as you can see. I only bought 4 things through from 2023, most were December, and so that's great. I already had to finish this year, so I've got 1 more to frame already. I'd like to finish all of my monthly and seasonal series. I've got 4 at the moment. I've got 2 monthly and 2 seasonal. So I've got 6 of my favourite things. I'd say stockings then. My favourite things, squares to do. I do need to chart a little bit for each of them. So that kind of slowed me down a bit. But they're only about 800 stitches. I don't know why it's taken me so long. A lot of back stitch. I think that puts me off. I love the look. I'm not so keen on the stitching, but I really like them. So I've got 2 Blackbird design stockings left to start and 1 as a whip. That's my oldest whip. 2019 I started those. So they need to be gone. I've got August started and I need to do May and July. Yeah, let's go May and July, I think it is. Well Rounded was my new year, new start in 2021, and first year I crashed and burned on it. I did one, you know, it's me. I'll do 1 a month. Yeah, no, you won't, Kerry. You won't. You know, great for January. 1 done. Yay! That's it. So last year I did a lot better, and so I don't think I've got a picture handy. You'll see it in the slideshow, but there's basically the 4 seasons. Each has 3 circles. I finished all the small circles for each season, for the 4 seasons, and then I started doing it seasonally. So spring I've done the medium and I've started the large. So maybe try and move seasonally through again, because it's worked with the Rivaris. So hopefully I should be able to get those done. And then the Rivaris seasons, I just have spring left to do. So that's a great travel project. So hopefully I can get that. That shouldn't be a problem to get that done before spring. So I brought through, I told you, 16 whips. My goal is to finish the 2019, which is my only one from 2019 is stockings. 2020, I've got 4. I actually brought the iPad in, so let's have a look. Sheets. Where's my whip list? Oh, hang on, it's just all shuffled around my whip list. Okay. So I've got 3 projects still from 2020, which are Monkey Wrench, Quilting Bee and Spot Sampler. And then I've got 6 from 2021, and I'd like to get those done too, which are the well-rounded seasonal series, my favourite things, Block Party Buzz, Autumn Town and Santa Quill, and Huck Farm. Actually, Huck Farm's not going to get done, so because that one, it's so big that I haven't got it's too much of a, I can't do that many BAPs. I love the look of BAPs. I just struggle stitching them. So I get overwhelmed. I think that's the best way to describe it. My face is lit up by the iPad. I get overwhelmed by them. So Hook Farm, I'd like to get to 50%. I think I'm probably at 25 now, thereabouts. It's one of those things you look at it and go, yeah, I'm not as far along as I thought I was. Anyway, so there we go. So my 2 back finishes, Monkey Wrench definitely, because that's my second oldest whip. That'll be having its 3rd year anniversary next month. And then I've got Autumn Town or Spider Moon. Now Spider Moon was an adopted whip which I basically didn't put into my rotation until last year. So, but I've loved stitching on it. I didn't think I would. Well, I knew I would. It's a Just Nan. I love Just Nan designs, and they're beautiful. But I didn't think I'd love it as much. I'm not a huge Halloween person, but this, I'm just like, I love this. This is great fun stitching on it. I really enjoy it. So, but I am only about half. I mean, I adopted it, but I'm not hugely. There's still a lot to go. It's a big, big piece, as you'll see from the slideshow. Okay, so my back finishes are more likely to be Autumn Town and Monkey Wrench than Spider Moon. But I think if anyone could edge it out, it'll be Spider Moon. So let's go. So I'd also like to get the letter A done on Gamer. So my plan for Gamer is, the pixels that made us sell is a letter a year. So A this year. Okay. So let's talk about my plan with Autumn Town. And there we go. So this was started by the Utah Stitchers in 2021, and I loved it and decided to stitch along with them because you know, Sharon's a great encourager. And so this is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and obviously it doesn't have big purple grid marks through it, but I was feeling very, that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I was feeling very overwhelmed by the fact that I had hardly any of it done. So Sharon said, well, why don't we divide it up into 12 monthly chunks and we'll get it done by the end of the year. I'm like, we can do this. So I basically eyeballed. I haven't even looked. This is just the cover picture. I've eyeballed roughly the squares. It's pretty much full coverage, except for like the path that winds through, which is on the background fabric. So a lot of this at the bottom, that's why it's slightly bigger, is empty space. So you know, January is basically the red trees in the corner, and wrong way. That's where I'm at with that. So you roughly need to fill that block. It's about, each square is about 50 by 50. So we're talking roughly 2,500 stitches, give or take. I think the design's like 192 by 142 or something like that. So I've roughly called it 50 by 50. So plan to stitch a block a month. And the fact that January, February and March are all started kind of makes me feel a little bit better about it all. Excuse me. In that it doesn't feel like hopefully I can really get into the project, because my problem with a lot of things is I'm not a huge fan of starting things. I really am not. Small as I can do. Anything starts getting bigger, I get a bit overwhelmed by it all. And if I haven't done there's not much stitching in it, it doesn't call to me, because I look at it and go, there's so far to go, it's just too much. So I'm hoping by the fact that I'm just giving myself a little block and then going, there's not much left to do on those three. I can really, I'm going to go, look, I've already get to the end of March. It's a quarter done now. I'm well into it. Let's move on. It's lots of blocky stitching. It's on Ada. It's not, I just need to get into it. So that's for that one. So let's have a look. I'm just skipping through my journal a little bit. So my goals, at WhipGo, let's talk about WhipGo. If I can find my WhipGo boards. Okay. I took photos. Okay, photo. Are you gonna, no, you're not gonna rotate. Okay, I've got 2 whip go boards. Okay. Okay, I want to go that way, do. And if I had screen lock, oh, there we go, screen lock. It shouldn't move now. There we go. So there's my whip go board. 6 and 10 were called, which were both new starts. This is the first year I've actually put new starts on because I only took 16 whips in and then I put 4 onto a different board. So each of the well-roundeds has got a square. So spring, summer, autumn, winter. Huck Farm's on there twice. Autumn Town's on there twice. Santa Quill's on twice. I think. Pixels and Made is on twice. Glorious ones. Santa Quill's on. Oh, okay, so Well Rounded is 4. Santa Quill's 2. Huck Farm is 2. Autumn Town's 2. Pixels and Made is 2. And everything else has got 1 square. And then I put 5 new starts on, or 4 new starts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 5 new starts out of the 32 I have kitted up. So there we go. There's my board. So I did put all of my new starts into, so I kitted up a load last time, I didn't get them started. And then I also had a lot of, you know, kits. I had some kits for Christmas. I had a few charts and things. So they've all gone into my kitted up basket. Not everything's fully kitted, but they're all gone into the basket. And I'm hoping, so every time I want a new start, I'm just going to spin the wheel. And I'm hoping that I don't have lots of impromptu starts then. I can get through some of the beautiful charts in my stash. Especially given how many beautiful ones I was gifted before Christmas from a dear Flosstube friend. A Daily 30 friend. So I've got 12 whips in here plus my 5 new starts. And then I have got, and then this is my other whip go board, which is for the Daily 30 yearly challenge. So in the Daily 30 group, we have weekly, monthly and yearly challenges, as well as a smalls and ornament along. And so our yearly challenge, you know, we have to nominate before the year starts 4 whips. So mine were my 4 oldest whips. This is called the Colette method. Colette, the highway stitcher, who's also in Daily 30. She basically, she's very good at doing the yearlies. She tends to do the yearly challenges rather than the weekly and monthly. I tend to be the opposite. But I join them every year and then drift away. I manage to let. Some years I do better than others. Let's just leave it at that. So I put my 4 oldest whips in, and I've decided that's how I'm tackling the yearly. So this year our theme is Travel the Olympics, and basically we have the list of Olympics that have happened for the Summer Games and the miles between them, and that's what we're and then a number of stitches that equals, well, not equals, but a number of stitches that corresponds that we need to do, and that's what we're doing. And it's a fantastic challenge that Jaffe's put together for us, and I need to do about 2,500 stitches, I think it is 2,400, 2,500 stitches a month to kind of, if I want to kind of keep up with it. So each of those on that board I've put down for 1,000 stitches, which kind of allows me to do that covers most of that. If I can get that done in a month, that covers most, and I should see some really good progress. So each one's on there 6 times. With this board, if I change a whip, I will swap. Sorry, if I finish with the challenge, if I finish a whip, I put another one in. So in this case, it'll be whatever but I'm only going to put one series at a time, so I might have to skip a couple of my older whips. Let's find my whip list. So I think the stockings will be the first one I finish, so then well-rounded would go in to its place, or potentially my favourite things. And I'm going to work it that way. You know, if Monkey Wrench was the first thing that I finished, then I would put Block Party Buzz in. So I'm just going to work my oldest whips into it, and I will amend my Whip Go board to put those in. So because it's kind of my way of focusing on picking what project to focus on. You know, the numbers decide. My other Whip Go board, my main Whip Go board with all my other projects is 5 days, which is about 1,500 stitches. So that's I did 7 last year and it was a bit much. So I think 5 days feels more achievable. So I've got my carried forward here, and then these are all the things that I've got partially kitted or kitted. There are 32. So a lot of them were from last year. Some of them are tiny. Some of them were the ones I wanted to start at Christmas and didn't do any Christmas starts in the end. So I actually only have one Christmas whip on the go. So, well, you know, we'll see. I do have space for more new starts. And then, so I've got one of the other challenges in Daily 30 is an ornament. A small, we did an ornament along last year, didn't do very well on that either, I did January. But we've expanded it this year to include, so we've got a Christmas ornament, a Halloween ornament, small, a small, just a general small, and then we've also got a calendar series. So like in January, you would stitch January or February. And then, so I've got options for January. Don't necessarily, I'd like to do them, don't know if I will. And I'm more than happy not to do every month, because if my kind of way of looking at this, if I haven't got it as a whip or in that kitted up basket, I'm not starting it. I'm not going to search for whips for things. So January is the star, and I had that really cute little kawaii star kit from Sharon in my advent calendar. That's going to be my January ornament. So I've got 3 starts planned for January, all from the basket. So the kawaii, so Sunflower Sampler was my New Year New Start, and I finished that already. Actually, I finished that yesterday, and I'll reveal that next Friday. I put all of the new starts into a wheel and spun it. There might be some that I don't. There are some new starts and there are specific, like Sharon, Heather and I are doing a round robin again this year. So that chart is in there, but if it gets spun, I won't worry about. I think we're going to plan on starting it next month, so that's fine. And there might be more seasonal things that I do, or yeah. Anyway, so, and the other one that it spun was Bendy Stitchy Designs You're Okay, I Guess. I've had this kitted up since last summer, and I've had it pulled pretty much since I bought it, and I really like it. I just the kind of, you're okay, I guess, you know, that's kind of my, you know, I always joke to my husband I tolerate him in small doses. It is a joke with him, so you're all right, I guess, is kind of how I'm, yeah, it feeds into me. So those are my new starts. My other goals are my section on Autumn Town and to kickstart the Travel the Olympics. I'm trying not to overwhelm myself with lots of challenges, and I think New Year's, it's so easy to go, I'm going to do all of these things, and it just becomes overwhelmed. And if I get overwhelmed, I shut down, and I'll be like, I can't do it all, therefore I do nothing, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, so there we go. That's my so a quick look. I'm flicking through my journal now just to see whether there's anything else that I didn't write down. I mean, there might be times that I'll do other challenges, like, you know, don't ask me what, I haven't thought of what yet, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm going to play my whip parade now. So I will see you all next week for a regular update. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and let's see if any of these plans come to fruition. Don't let me start any new series. Unless I finish all the others, then I can start a series. That's okay. But yeah, so you can hold me to that one. That's a definite. No more series, especially monthly series. No more. Until next time, friends, take care and have a great stitchy week. And I'll see you all next Friday for a regular update. Mini whip parade video coming out. It'll only be a couple of minutes extra. So see you soon. Bye-bye.